Last week I told a story on LinkedIn about getting my mojo back. 12 months ago, I was dead for 6 hours on an operating table. New aorta, new valve, but when I came out the other side, something had changed in me. I had my fire back. Now, a lot of people watch that and a lot of people ask me the same question. Steve, how do I get mine back? How do I find my mojo again? So I'm going to answer that properly, not with a motivational speech, but with a tool. It's called the Wheel of Life. It's free, it's simple, and it's one of the most useful things I put in front of the founders that I work with. Now, stick with me for a few minutes and I'll show you what it is, what it measures, how one bad area drags the rest down, and how to use it to work out exactly where your mojo went. Let me kill the fancy version first. The Wheel of Life is not new, it's not mine. Coaches have used Wheel of Life, or a version of it, for decades. So why do I bother with it? Because simple things that work beat clever things that don't work every single time. Here's the whole idea. You know and I know your life isn't just one thing. It's a collection of areas. So for example, your health, your money, your relationships, your work, your sense of purpose, and on it goes. Most of us walk around with a vague feeling about how it's all going. Like, yeah, it's okay, it's not bad, I feel a bit flat at the minute, can't complain. That vague feeling is useless because you can't fix a vague feeling. The wheel takes that fog and turns it into a picture, gives you clarity. You score each area out of 10, honestly, no point bullshitting, and suddenly you're not looking at a feeling anymore, you're looking at a shape. And the shape tells you everything. So what does it actually measure? So my version scores 10 areas. So let me walk you through those 10 areas. First, physical health and fitness, the body, the engine. Then energy and resilience. How much have you got in the tank and how fast you bounce back? Mental well-being. How are you doing up here, upstairs? Mindset and self-belief. Whether you're backing yourself or whether the doubt is starting to run the show. Relationships with your partner or spouse. Your inner circle, the handful of people that are closest to you. Personal growth. Are you still learning, still moving forward? Finances and wealth. Where's the money? Objectives, goals, and accountability. Have you got a direction and is anybody holding you to it? And purpose and legacy, the big one. What is it all about? What are you doing this for? 10 areas. You score each one out of 10. Takes about 15 minutes if you're honest, longer if you keep flinching away from the truth. And here's where this little exercise is so much more powerful than it looks. It's not the scores on their own. It's what the scores show you when you put them next to each other. Because the areas are all connected. They're not 10 separate boxes. They're one system. So let me prove that to you. You can't run a 3 out of 10 in physical health and expect your energy to stay high. The body and the energy are the same system. You cannot run on empty every single day and expect your self-belief to hold. A tired man doubts himself. That's not weakness, that's biology. You cannot let your mindset slide to a 3 and expect your goals to get hit. Someone who doesn't back himself stops setting the target in the first place. Can you see what's happening here? One low score doesn't sit there quietly, it leaks. It pulls the other areas next to it, down with it. And that, more often than not, that is what losing your mojo actually is. It's not some mysterious fog that descends out of nowhere. It's 1 or 2 areas you stop paying attention to. And they are quietly dragging down the whole wheel around it. Let me show you what I mean with a real shape. I've had people test this for me, so I'm not going to describe a pattern I see again and again. No names. Picture a founder, a smart bloke. On paper, he's doing fine. His relationship score is an 8. It's strong. His partner backs him completely. His inner circle, a 7. He's got good people around him. His personal growth is a 7. Always reading, always learning. So far, so good. Looks like a man with his life in order, yeah? Then you look at the bottom of the wheel. Physical health, a 2. He's let it go over the last 6 months, put a few pounds on. The excuses are all the same. Too busy to get to the gym, too busy to go for walks, that kind of thing. Then the mindset and self-belief. Now at a 3. He used to back himself completely, then he took a couple of knocks, both professionally and personally, and it's festered. Goals and accountability. Now a 2. No structure. Can't see the wood from the trees. Spends every day firefighting and never gets to the things that actually matter. Purpose. A 1. Couldn't even answer the question. Now, look at that whole shape together. Here's someone being held up by the people around him, his wife, his mates, they're carrying him. And underneath that support, the engine room has gone completely dark. No health, no self-belief, no direction, no purpose. That's not someone with 4 separate problems. That's someone who has lost his mojo. And the wheel shows you exactly where it leaked. It's leaking out at the bottom of the wheel. It's leaking out in the engine room. You'd never see that from a vague feeling. You only see it from the shape. The shape isn't a wheel anymore. It's got a flat tire. Here's one nearly the opposite. Someone whose life looks genuinely sorted. Strong relationships, good finances, growing, learning, investing himself. Most scores sitting at a 7, 8 or 9. 1 score on the floor, physical health, a 3. Ends every single day, his words, running on empty, Steve. Now you might think, well, 1 low score out of 10, what's the problem? 9 areas are humming along great. The problem is the 1 on the floor is the engine. And here's what I told him, which I'll tell you. He wasn't letting his health slip because he was too busy. Everyone's busy, yeah? He was letting it slip because there was no consequence to letting it slip. His wife backed him regardless. His work performed regardless. Nobody in his life noticed when he stopped training, and nobody was ever asking him about it. There was no consequence. So he drifted. He drifted sideways for years. Now, that's not a strategy problem. He knew what to do. Move more, sleep better, eat with some intent. The information was never the problem. It was a structure problem. Nobody was holding the standard. Nobody was holding him accountable. And you only get to that insight, the real one, by looking at the whole wheel and asking why the 1 weak spot has been allowed to stay weak. So here's how I want you to use this. Don't try to fix all 10 areas in one go. It's a recipe for disaster. It's a mistake that nearly everybody makes. They look at the wheel, they absolutely panic, and try to overhaul their entire life by Wednesday. By Friday, they've already given up. So pick 1. Pick the area that if it moved, it would lift all the other ones around it. Usually 9 times out of 10, it's the engine room. That's health, energy, and mindset. Get those moving and watch what happens to everything sat on top of them. That's where your mojo comes back. Not from a holiday, not from a motivational video, mine included, by the way, from honestly finding the one area that's been dragging the rest down and pointing your energy straight at it. So here's what I'd like you to do. There's a link below this video. It takes you directly to my Wheel of Life. 10 questions, about 15 minutes. Score yourself honestly. Write a few lines under each one, and then send it back to me, and I will personally read it. Not a piece of software, me. I'll look at the scores, read what you wrote underneath, and send you back a written report. The same honest read I'd give you if you sat across the table from me. It costs you nothing. If you read it and you think there's something worth talking about properly, you can book a conversation with me and we'll go deeper. But there's no pressure for that, no pitch. The report is yours either way. Now, 12 months ago, I got a second go at this. The wheel is how I work out where to point it. Go and find out where yours is. Go and find out where your mojo is leaking. The link is below. I'll see you soon.